get this thing set up correctly. I think we're good. How is everyone? It has been a while since I have been live. I went live, I think the week before Christmas, and then the week, like the Thursday before Christmas, my daughter was here and we were making cookies, and I just didn't want to do it. So I didn't. So I made cookies with my daughter instead, which I'm sure most of you can understand when your daughter's visiting. You spend time with her no matter what else is going on. So I didn't go live. So then it's been another week, because then last week I didn't go, and oh my gosh, that's a long time to be away from you guys, and I have missed you, I must say. So I hope everyone had a great holiday, wonderful Christmas, whatever you celebrate. Happy New Year to everyone. We didn't do anything for New Year's. In fact, I was in bed. Well, I mean, I probably was up till midnight, but we didn't do any celebrating. My husband had to work, so he came home for his break, and I think he left to go back to work at about 11:45 or something, probably. So I came down here and, did my getting ready for bed stuff, whatever. And then I went to bed. So I didn't do anything exciting for New Year's Eve. But I don't know. I haven't really been a big New Year's Eve person since I was young. And, you would go out and whoop it up and party. Yeah, I haven't really been a New Year's Eve person for a while. So anyway, what can you do? Christmas was good. My brother flew in Christmas Day, so we went and picked him up at the airport in the afternoon, and he was here for about 3.5-ish days, and then we drove him up to Billings, where my dad lives, and then he stayed with my dad for a few days. So that was really nice. We dropped him off, we did a little shopping, and then we went back and picked up him and my dad and had some lunch, and then did a little more shopping, and then my daughter and I came home. My son has moved out. So I know you guys are always interested in some crazy son stories, but I'm afraid there might not be that many anymore, because he's moved out. I'm kind of sad about it. My daughter's still here, so it's not like, I think the reality of being an empty nester has sunk in, because she's still here, which is amazing. She'll be leaving, I think, on Sunday to go back to school. And then it might set in, because normally my son would be gone on the weekends anyway. He would go out and hang out with his friend, where he moved to. So his friend lives in a duplex, like a very small house that was split into two houses. And his friend lives in one side. And so my son was always out there every weekend hanging out with him. Well, now my son has moved into the other side of the duplex. So there might be some shenanigans going on there. Anyway, and then they both work for the friend's family's business, which is on the same property. So they literally just walk to work. It's just a little bit away from where they live is their shop. So it's a perfect situation for him. He's living next door to his best friend. He's working with his best friend in the kind of work that I think he enjoys, kind of working with his hands, creating things. So I think it's going to work out well. He's going to be happy, but I'm going to be sad. So I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will probably start to kick in the sadness a little bit more, because I chose to. People used to give me grief about this, but yeah, he is an adult, but he still lived in my house. And so I would wake him up in the morning, and I would make him breakfast, and I would make his lunch, and I'd send him off to work. And yeah, maybe I was enabling him, but he's able to take care of himself. I just chose to do it while he was still here. So I milked it for all it was worth. I got about 1.5 years after he graduated high school out of it, and now he's gone. So sad face. But it is what it is, and that's what we do, right? You raise your kids to be responsible members of society that are independent, that can think for themselves, that can take care of themselves, that can go out and make something of their lives. So that's what we raise them for. And hopefully I did a decent job. We'll see if he comes back. Although I don't know, my husband's pretty much a stickler for it. When you leave, you're gone. So we'll see. So lots of you guys can totally relate to this. Obviously, I'm not the first person who's ever been an empty nester. Probably not the first person who's going to cry about being an empty nester. Is what it is. But yeah, so I'm excited for him. My daughter's graduating in May. She'll be moving to Denver, so I'm very excited for her also. So we've got a few fun things going on this year with us. And yeah, that's the big life update, which really isn't that exciting. So yeah. I do have a fun business update for you guys. I used to offer every month I'd offer a class kit to go where I would design 4 cards, I would shoot videos for them, and then you could order the pre-cut cardstock kit for it if you wanted to. It usually had some supplies in it also, and then I would get those all set up and everything, and I'd mail them out during close to the end of the month. Well, I'm going to try something new for about 6 months. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to have 3 of my live shows every month will be a mini class. And so the 3 cards that I demonstrate for you guys today, you will be able to get a pre-cut cardstock kit if you purchase $35 or more in my online store. So that's going to kind of be my new plan for at least 6 months. I want to give it a good try and see how it's going to work. You know, you never know about how things are going to work unless you really give it a good try. And it's always a beginning of a new year is always a great time to make a change. So that's going to be my change. I'll still have an online class every month that Dina Kelly and I will do together. January's online class is our catalog kickoff make and take event. So we will be we have our catalog kickoff packets ready to go right now. Not ready to go, but you can order them right now. So that'll be our online class for the month. And then I'll be doing this. So I will have 3 of these mini classes available every month. The only way you can get it, the pre-cut cardstock pack, is to place an order of $35 or more in my online store. I'm not going to sell the kits individually. It's too much to keep track of. It's too much to keep track of. You have to use my host code for it. I do have that listed in the description of this video, and I will have that listed every month. It may or may not change. You'll just have to look at the video, this video that we're doing right now. This will be the video for the class, and you'll see the host code there, and then you can add that to your order. If you forget it or miss it, just let me know and we'll work out getting that added for you. So that's something that I'm doing that's new. I'm pretty excited about it. So I've got 3 really cute cards for you guys today. So hopefully you will enjoy them as much as I do. And then, yeah. So I guess I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's nothing else that I need to talk to you about, you know, face to face, eyeballs to eyeballs. So I think I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera. Since there's no football tonight, we don't have to be done at 6 o'clock. I mean, we still might be because I try to go about an hour, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera, and then we'll talk a little bit more about this new thing that I'm doing, plus a couple other events that Dina Kelly and I are doing together. And of course, we all know it's Celebration and the Glass Mat Studio, and so exciting. So let me go ahead and flip this camera, and then we will talk a tiny bit more business, and then we will get into the class for the week. All right. Get that thing flipped over. Here's my glass mat. I've drawn some guidelines on my thing here so that I can kind of put it in a place where hopefully there isn't too much glare. And you can see where there is the most glare. I decided to kind of rig up some pieces of vellum on the mat so that it's not annoying to you guys. It doesn't bother me when I'm down here creating by myself. I don't mind the glare. So I do use this mat constantly. But for videos, I still have to figure out something. And this is the only thing that I can come up with so far is just some tiny little pieces of vellum that kind of hide the glare of my lights. So hopefully that will work for you guys. It doesn't take away really much of the functionality of the mat since I kind of already know what I'm doing and everything. But anyway, I guess we could just talk about the mat because it is absolutely amazing. I don't know what size it is. It's probably about a 15 by 13 inch glass mat. So it is glass. You can write on it. This is a wipe off marker. If you wanted to take notes while you were creating, you could take some notes in the side, and then the little chamois cloth that comes with it will just wipe that right off, or you could use a paper towel, whatever you wanted to do. So I find that very helpful as I'm creating and I'm taking notes when I'm like designing classes and stuff. If I have a measurement in mind, sometimes, like it's not a standard measurement, the 5.5 by 8.5, obviously I know that, but sometimes the smaller pieces that, can be like a 1 1/8 by 2 5/8. I might not remember. So I can just jot those down in the margin over here with my Expo marker, and then I can just wipe it right off when I'm done. So that is a really cool function that I really like about this mat. I also really like that if I get glue on it, the glue spots really come up very easily just by using this cloth that is just water. I just got it wet, rinsed it out, so it's pliable, but it's still damp, and it gets your glue right off. It's also a very nice flat surface for stamping on, which is awesome. So I find that I get a little bit better impression with my photopolymer stamps stamping on this glass mat rather than just on my surface. My surface is a little bit rough, and so I don't get as much nice stamping on this, but on this glass mat, it's amazing. And I also find that my crafting area, like this size of this mat, I'm not piling things on it. I'm piling things around it. And therefore, I have this nice large area for creating most of the time. So that's another great thing I love about it. So it does come with the little chamois cloth. It also comes with this silicone tray that sticks on. You can see it's on there pretty good. It just sticks by silicone. It's a nice tray if you're doing any sort of watercoloring. You can clean your brushes off in here. It will hold some of our Stampin' Spots. It will hold a bottle of glue. It will hold embellishments that you don't want to lose. It'll hold tiny die cuts that you want to keep track of. One thing that I found that I really enjoyed with it was I was traveling before Christmas making swaps, and I put this on my little lap desk that I take with me, and I was able to keep my little tied bows and my little bits and my glue from rolling off and sliding off my lap board, as we're driving, because of course you're driving and you're turning and curves and all that kind of stuff. And this was super helpful on its own without the glass mat, just to take with me. Now, it does collect dust and dirts and things, so if you just wipe it off periodically, that will renew it, quote unquote, renew it. Get the dust off. If you find that it's not sticking nearly as well as it was when you first got it, make sure your mat's clean. Make sure you've cleaned all the dust off of that. Stick it back on, and it will be sticking like a dream. So that's the Glass Mat Studio. How do you get it, you might wonder? Well, during Celebration, now until the end of February, you can earn this whole system for free just by signing up to be a demonstrator with me. You can choose the Glass Mat Studio or an extra $30 in product. So our starter kit is $99. You get $125 of merchandise for that $99. During Celebration, you get an additional $30 or the Glass Mat Studio. I recommend the Glass Mat Studio simply because it's more than $30. So it's a better deal if you want this, to get this. To get it, I would say get it and get it quick. I don't know how many they have. I have no idea if they're going to run out. So if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up, I would love to have you on my team. We do a team meeting every month. We had a fun Christmas party in December where I gave away hundreds of dollars in prizes. We have a Facebook group. We have challenges. We have Demo 101 training every Wednesday, if that's something you're interested in. And when I say training, I don't necessarily mean, how to sell Stampin' Up. It could be how to create a blog, how to take a nice photo, how to edit a photo, how to navigate the Stampin' Up website. That's helpful for anybody. Just lots of different topics that we talk about every Wednesday. So there's a lot of stuff I offer to my team. You also get a free basic Stamp Happy Academy subscription when you've placed your first order as a demonstrator if you join my team. So lots and lots and lots of great things. And I see Bonnie's on here. Hello, Bonnie. And she's telling you guys to give me a thumbs up. So that would be awesome if you would, because of course YouTube likes that. For some reason, YouTube tracks thumbs ups, comments, shares, all that kind of stuff. And then the more of that you get, the more interaction you get on your videos, the higher YouTube places it for suggested content to other people. So yeah, anything you could do to help me out, I'd appreciate that so much. So I would love to have you guys join my team. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. I am happy to help you. And all the information is on my blog. There's a link in the description of this video. If there's something that you don't understand or want to know more about, please let me know. Okay. As I mentioned, our catalog kickoff is going on now, and we do have, what am I trying to say? There's a link in the description to the make and takes, and I believe in the make and take registration is a link to register for the event if you haven't already. Stamp Happy Academy members that have been members since October get that event for free. So those of you that are on here that are Stamp Happy Academy members, yay. If you're not, it's a very inexpensive $15 fee to join the catalog kickoff group. We had our meet and greet last night, and gosh, it was like an hour and a half. We answered a lot of fun questions, the three of us, and we had a great time. So those of you that may be in the group and didn't realize that we'd done that, yes, just kind of scroll through or look in the schedule and you can find that and you can rewatch it. A lot of great information. So our catalog kickoff make and take packet's going to be 9 cards. We each design 3. We do live videos in the group showing you how to make the cards. You will get, in your kit, you get a half a pack of the lighter than air paper, the rainbow adhesive dots, the 3-color baker's twine, a quarter pack of the Sunny Day celebration paper, and the iridescent foil gems, along with the pre-cut cardstock pieces to make the 9 cards. We're using the Hooray for Surprises bundle, which is that one that's kind of the tear back little things that you can, you send your card out, the person has a little pull tab, they tear it off, and then there's another little image or something underneath, which is super fun. The Bright Skies bundle that coordinates with the Sunny Days celebration paper, and then the layered florals embossing folder. So check that out. Tons of fun, and we can't wait to have you there. The Lavender Dream Stamping Escape is a new event for the 3 of us. We are doing it at the end of February. It's February 23rd through 25th. We are it's basically a 2-part registration. There is the first part of the registration is you place a $150 order with me. The second part of the registration is I invoice you for $65, and then you get a framed piece of art that we're going to create in the class, a sketchbook that we're going to do in the class, a really unique gift box with cards in it, 12 more cards, and then most likely some other projects that we're going to share. We're going to have some games, probably prizes. Who knows what we're going to do, but we're using the lavender, what is it? The lavender something suite. So you would need to have that. You also need to have the craft gift card or craft cards and envelopes with the box, the pecan pie stitched ribbon through the center, and then the I think iridescent foil dots. So you need to have all that stuff. And anyways, yeah, registration link is in the description of this video, and you can get more information that way. So here is my new thing. So the cards I make today, you can get a pre-cut cardstock kit to make these cards if you order $35 or more in my online store using this host code. My online store shopping link is shoppingwithbarb.com. Here's the host code. Order $35, you get the kit for today's projects. $50, you get the kit for today's projects, plus my PDF tutorial that I have. That's the Global Creative Tutorial, Project Tutorial. $75 will get you the Precut Cardstock Kit, plus the PDF from the Global Creative Project Tutorial, and a package of embellishments. And for my projects this week, the embellishments are these adorable little adhesive-backed hearts and flowers. Now, this goes for a week. So next Wednesday at midnight, this kit is no longer available. So if you order from me next Thursday, you would then get Thursday's kit next week. So you only have about 6 days to place your order in my online store to get the kit that I'm going to create for you guys today. I hope that makes sense. And of course, I'll talk about it more because it's a new thing and I understand there's questions. Then I will post all the information for the class on my blog. I will have the photos of the cards. The only thing that you won't get on the blog is you won't get the PDF file, and you won't get the Precut Cardstock Kit. But if you're a member of Stamp Happy Academy, you do get the PDF file. So the PDF file will then replace our other classes that we were doing. So rather than giving you 4 classes a month, we're going to be giving you 10 classes a month. Our online class and then our mini classes. So it's a way better deal. Price is the same. And yeah, so if you are interested in that, you can join Stamp Happy Academy and get it for free. This is my kind of a sneak peek of the projects that we did for January. They're using online exclusive items. Next month, we are going to be using something from the mini catalog. And this is my PDF tutorial that you get for a $50 order in addition to the card kit. Stamp Happy Academy, we talk about it every week because it's amazing and everyone should be a member. A lot of you guys that are on here tonight are on there, and I would love for more of you to be on there because it's amazing. I will be live on Saturday evening with my projects for the month. I have probably 8 or 9 projects to share in my live Saturday night. So you guys that are on Stamp Happy Academy, be sure to be tuning in with me for that. Again, kickoff party we talked about. Adhesive kits, I always have these available. You get various adhesives in a cute little rainbow bag. And then I have a lot of these online classes left, but only like 1 or 2 of each. So I have 1 of these, I think I have 2 of these, and then I have other ones, and you can find them all on my blog at barbstamps.com. Okay, enough jibber jabber. Let's make some stuff. Okay, I think my mat, the glare is not bad. If we move this just a little bit over, we should still be good. Okay, so project number 1, I have chose to use this week the Be My Valentine bundle because it's so stinking cute, and how could you not want it? My cards are not all Valentine's Day cards. They're kind of fairly generic where you could change the sentiment if you didn't want them to be Valentine or love cards. But the set is amazing. So you'll find the stamp set has a lot of images, and we use pretty much every one of these images over the 3 cards that I'm going to share with you tonight. We also have the coordinating punch, which will punch out the cute little bee body, the wings, and the antenna. But these also double as just hearts, which is amazing. I love that Stampin' Up! Did that. It's just brilliant. And this could be like a speech bubble. So that's the bundle that we're using. In your Precut Cardstock Kit, you will get the Designer Series paper pieces that I use on the cards. So you will get the Precut Cardstock pieces. You will get any die cuts that I use. So if I use any circles or tags or something, you will get those. What else? Anything that's embossed. If I use an embossing folder, you'll get that piece embossed. You'll get snippets of ribbons to create the cards. So you won't get the embellishments unless you purchase them with your $35 order or earn them free by placing a $75 order with me. You won't get the embellishments. I don't provide envelopes. However, envelopes are, you can add those to your order. But anyway, I hope you guys get the gist, and I'm pretty excited about it. So here are my 4 stamps for this card. Over the 3 cards, I am going to be using a few colors of ink. I've got Petal Pink, Pool Party, Lemon Lime Twist, Sweet Sorbet, Daffodil Delight, and then my Tuxedo Black. So if you don't have some of those, you may want to add those to your order. I'm also using a black Stampin' Right marker, which is an individual item you can purchase for $3.50. I don't have the number off the top of my head, but if you type in black Stampin' Right, it will come up in the search, and you can add it to your order for $3.50. Okay, not on this particular card, but on a different card. So here are my pieces for this card here. We have a Petal Pink card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5. I've got a 4 by 5.25 inch piece for the inside. I have a 4 by, this is white. I've got a 4 by 5.25 inch piece of Petal Pink again for the outside. We're going to stamp on that. I have another layer of white. This is 3.5 by 3.75. Actually, let me double check that. I may have changed the measurement because it didn't. It was doing something a little bit different. Yeah, that is about 3.5. And that is 3.75. Yep, 3.5. Or no, that's right. This is 3 7/16. Yeah, it is 3 7/16 by 3.75. I know it's a stupid measurement, but it looks better. Then we also have a 1/2 inch strip of white. And then you're going to get a little bee kind of trimmed out from one of the pieces of paper. You will then need to cut that out if you want to use it on your project. You don't have to, but if you want to, you'll need to trim him out a little bit better out of the chunk that I give you. So you can see I've cut that out. And some of them face one way or the other way. Connie, 16ths are stupid measurements, aren't they? But sometimes they're necessary. Okay, so you're going to get your little bee. You're going to cut him out. And he may face left. He may face right. He may face different directions, or she. But it'll look fine either way. Okay. Then you're going to get 3 or 4 more pieces of designer series paper. So you're going to get this one with the little honey pot, and this one is 1 1/4 by 3 1/2. This little beehive looking piece is 7/8 by 3 1/2. This little red piece here is also 7/8 by 3 1/2. And then we have a strip for the inside layer, which is a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. So those, you're going to get all that stuff in the kit. Okay. So we are just now going to do some assembly and some stamping. So that's going to be for the inside. So I'm going to set that aside for a second. I don't need my card base at the moment. And I can go ahead and add my pieces of designer series paper here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the honey pots in the middle, and then these 2 pieces on either side. And so what I'm going to kind of do is I'm going to kind of put my 2 end pieces on first, and then I'm going to add my middle piece. That's just how I like to do this. I feel like I get better placement. It's a little bit more accurate, I feel like, if I do it like that, than if I try to do one piece and then the next one next to it and then the third one. More often than not, my third one doesn't fit very well. So I like to do my 2 end pieces first, and then we'll add the middle. And this paper, there is nothing ugly about this paper. Every piece is so stinking cute. And these bees, you guys all know, I hate yellow and black insects with a passion, mostly because wasps are jerks. But bees also freak me out just because they look eerily similar to wasps in that they are black and yellow. But this set, for some reason, does not give me the EBGBs at all. We've had a lot of bee sets in the past, Stampin' Up! Has, and I just cringe every time I have to play with them. Let's see. Diana says, did you pick your inks by what's listed on the back of the DSP? Not intentionally, Diana. Not intentionally. I just kind of went with what I thought looked good with what I was making. And so it just happened to be that it was the same colors that were on the paper. Okay, so that piece is done. We have our little cutout bee and our strips. Now we can do a little stamping here. So on our layer of Petal Pink, I'm going to do some stamping with the bee trail in Petal Pink ink. And so I'm just going to have my mat just like this because I can wipe off the ink that I get on this after I'm done. Where's my bee trail? Here it is. All right, so I'm going to ink this up. Now, I re-inked my pad this afternoon, so we're going to see. Hopefully it's not too crazy, not too crazily inky that it looks terrible. I'm just going to try to be careful that I don't go crazy. Whoops, but I'm going to have to do better than that. Oh, gosh, can I save this? This is not going to be saved. Oh, it's kind of saved because I think what I'm going to have is something. We'll see. I've already stamped this on the back, so if it can't be saved, we'll go ahead and use the back. But I think I might be able to save it. We'll see. Okay. That'll teach me to re-ink my pad before I go live, right? But I had to because it just looked really, it was bad. All right, so we're just going to try to keep adding bee trails here. What do I want to do? And upside down, I think, like so. And then right side up, kind of off the paper a little. And over here, maybe something like so. And maybe like this. We'll see. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, whoops, there's my little bee. It keeps flying into my scene here, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of gently wipe off any ink that I may have had on there. I'm still working on, I need to wipe the water off. I'm still working on a way to get different lights or something like that so that I don't have to have these pieces of vellum. Let's see. Do you find that you get a good stamped image using your mat? Yeah, if I'm careful and I pay attention, yes. Obviously, I was not careful and I wasn't paying attention there, but yes. And I think, because I'm going to try to add this somewhat in the middle, and look, I got to cover up my mess up there. So there you go. Okay, so that's there. I need to stamp my sentiment. I'm going to stamp my sentiment in some Sweet Sorbet. And the sentiment that I chose is "You're as sweet as honey." And I've just got a little 1/2 inch strip here. We're going to cut it down so it doesn't have to be a certain length. There we go. Put my ink pad aside, and then I'm going to snip, or if you have, well, I could use my Banner's Triple Punch or my Banner's Pick-a-Punch. If you have a Banner's Pick-a-Punch, you can use it. You can just slide your strip in there and then snip that off. That's pretty good. Oh my gosh, Diana said she ordered yesterday and it shipped already. That's awesome. All right, so we have that right there, and then we're going to put our little sentiment piece here, and then our fun little bee is going to go like that right on the edge. So that's just super cute. So let me go ahead. I'm going to add this piece with dimensionals, I think. So you'll need to have dimensionals, and you'll need to have ink. You'll need to have any adhesive that we're using on the card. I won't give you the adhesives. But yeah, but I think most of you, it's kind of a standard stamping supply is adhesive. So I'm not too concerned that none of you will have that. And these are some old dimensionals I got out of a paper pumpkin kit, and either I've got really short yucky nails or these just aren't working. You know what, maybe I'll flip that around so I can actually scooch this a little closer, because I didn't want it right in the middle. I don't like putting things right in the middle because 9 times out of 10, I can't get them into the middle. You know what I'm saying? That they're always off. But if I purposely put them not in the middle, usually it's better. Okay. And then we can add our little strip of paper here across around here, kind of towards the bottom a little bit. There we go. And then my little bee friend will just kind of hang out right there. So I'll just add a little glue to the back of the little bee that we cut out of the Designer Series paper. And we'll stick it on there like so. Okay. I better close up my ink because we all know what happens if you leave ink open. You stick your fingers in it and you make a mess. All right, let's see. Mary said she used to have a hard time measuring. She'd start at the end of the ruler and didn't allow for the space for measuring short. So it was off from the beginning. Oh, right. Like my ruler doesn't go right to the edge. So I have to be mindful that this is a ruler that my son didn't want when he moved out. He left a lot of kind of good stuff. So I took this. So yes, this doesn't go right to the edge. Do I have any that do that? And my Stampin' Up! Ruler, same thing. It doesn't go to the edge of the ruler. So yeah, you have to be mindful of that if you are measuring. If your ruler doesn't go right to the edge. Some do, some don't. Okay, so we can add this to the front of the card. So you can see I already did that on the back, just in case I messed up. I had a backup plan. All right, so this we're going to add to the front, and it should be just a little bit of border all the way around. Okay. Tony says she loves the expression on the bee's face. I know, these bees, they're just so cute. It's ridiculous how cute they are. And then we're going to bring in some of our little, what do you call these? I want to say gems, but they're not really gems. They're just, I don't know, pieces. And I kind of thought that since I have the honey here, and I'm telling whoever that they're sweet, I'm going to go ahead and use some yellow hearts. I just kind of feel like a yellow heart isn't a bad thing to use on this card. So I'm going to go ahead and use some yellow hearts on this card. I didn't use any ribbon on this one, but we are going to use ribbon on the next one. Then we have an inside layer. So I have already stamped this. So as you can see, I took the honeycomb image and I stamped it. I inked it in petal pink and I stamped it off. And then I did that twice. So I stamped one over here, one over here. And then I took the You Make My Heart Buzz sentiment, inked it up in the Sweet Sorbet, and stamped it over my honeycombs. And then there's a little trio of hearts, a super cute little trio of hearts. And I did those in Daffodil Delight, just to kind of keep with the theme of the yellow on the front. And then I'm going to just add this little strip of Designer Series paper to the inside, because naked cards aren't super fun. And I always have scraps of Designer Series paper. And so I just feel like just taking this tiny little skinny strip of designer series paper. It doesn't like really ruin any of the paper that you might want to use for something else, because most of you probably have these tiny strips laying around. And so then we can just add this to the inside of the card, and then it's done. And that would be our card number 1. And let's get that in. Something like that. Okay, so there it is. Is that not so cute? Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna put that aside, and we will move on to our next card. I'm gonna clean these stamps though, I think, with my bigger chamois, just because that's how my brain works. That's the thing you're supposed to use for cleaning stamps. You could totally use the chamois that comes with the glass mat. Absolutely you could. But like I said, my brain just, this is how we clean it. Okay. Card number 2 is equally as adorable. So here are our pieces and parts for this. So we've got a Sweet Sorbet card base. I've got a 4x5 1/4 inch layer of white for the inside of the card. I've got a 4x5 1/4 inch layer of Sweet Sorbet for the front that I will run through the Softly Sophisticated embossing folder for you if you get a kit. So I'm not sure if this is, oh, there we go. There we go. You can see the fun dotty detail that this embossing folder puts out. This is part of a celebration bundle. This would be for $100 order. You could choose the Softly Sophisticated, I think it's a stamp set, and this folder. Let me grab the stamp set if I have it here. I do. Super cute stamp set, very delicate little flowers, very nice fonts on the sentiments. Really like this. I did use this for one of my swap cards this year, and I love it. So this is a bundle that you can get if you spend $100. Stampin' Up! Will give this to you, not me. Stampin' Up! Will give that to you. So there you go. So that will be embossed for you in the kit. You're also going to get scraps of Sweet Sorbet white and petal pink. This is going to be for a little bit of stamping and stamping and punching that we're going to do on the card. You're also going to get a piece of Pool Party. This is 3.5 by 1.5. We're going to flag the end of this. And then a little piece of white that is 1 3/8 by 2 7/8. Close to stupid measurements, but not quite up there as the 16ths. Then you're also going to get this piece of the designer series paper in your kit, and this is a 2 by 4.5. And then you're going to get a chunk of ribbon to tie a bow. If you don't like to tie bows, you can tie a knot. It doesn't matter. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. Mine, I did tie into a bow. We're going to just add that to the card also. So I think for this, we're going to start out with our stamping and punching first. So we're going to make 2 B's. So we're going to start out with black, I believe, is what I want to do. Francie says petal pink is a color she needs to use more often. It's a good color, Francie. So I'm going to start with black for my bee body. This is my memento. And let's see, since I want to stamp this so it goes the same direction as my punch, so I'm going to stamp this like this. And we may need to have a bigger piece of paper. I will make sure that your piece of paper is big enough for you. Okay, and we're going to do that. Let me put my body on, and then I'll see if I need a bigger piece of paper. So this is the body of the bee. It's a very solid oval stamp. When I'm using solid ovals, not just ovals, but solid stamps, I like to make sure there's no dust on them, because dust is annoying, and if there's a little bit of dust on your stamp, it will get on everything, and then it just makes a mess and looks terrible. So I like to make sure I use a piece of tape to get any dust off of that to start with. All right, so I am going to just kind of eyeball this where I want this to go, and I think about like that is what we're going to do. Okay, there is our fun little bee. Of course, a bee has to have a cute little face, so we need to get the little bee face out. So I chose this little one with the solid eyes. And I'm just going to stamp that right here, right in the center. And I'm going to punch it out, and then I'll see if I can get my second one out of here or not. I don't know if I can. We'll see. I may have shorted myself on a scrap, but we'll take a look-see here. All right, so we're going to line that up, punch that out, and there is our bee. And let's see, could I get another bee? I think I probably can, but I'll make sure your paper is a little bit bigger so you don't have to struggle like I'm struggling here a little bit. We're going to do another bee. So we're going to stamp the body the same as we did before in the black first. And then I'm going to bring in the daffodil and do the large, bold part of the body here. Let's just say that. Okay, and there we have that. And then if you want to use a different face, you can. I'm just going to go ahead and use the same face just for ease because I have it sitting right here. But this one, our bee, so like you can see that our bee right here is up like this. This bee is going to be to the side. So we're going to have it to the side, and then we're going to stamp our little face on there, and then we're going to punch this out. Okay. So, oops, we need a pair of scissors. I need to cut off right down here. Oops, so I can show you what I'm doing. Cut that off. And then I'm going to punch out our little bee looking to the side. Okay, so now we have a bee upright, a bee looking to the side. Now our bees need some wings and some antenna. So we need another little tiny scrap of white. We'll just use a little strip this time. And where's my antenna stamp? Here it is. So again, I'm going to look at the orientation on the punch, and I can see that the little dots on my antenna need to kind of go like this. And then I'll do another one. Okay. Let's see here. So now we're going to punch out our antenna. Oops, you get in there where I want you to be. There's one. And then our second one, we may have to add another. Well, we'll just stamp it on a bigger piece. So this is helpful to me because normally when I'm stamping, I just use tiny little scraps of stuff. But I'm going to definitely make sure you guys have enough scrap and everything so that it works out better. Okay, here we go. Get that second one. So now we have 2 antennae. Now we need 2 wings out of Petal Pink. Where's my lid? Here we go. And let's see, I need this. Oh, here's one of my team members. Hello, Kathy. How are you? So we're going to stamp. So this one needs to be a little bit different orientation. So maybe like that. We'll do that twice. And then we're going to punch those out. So I did soft sorbet or sweet sorbet ink on Petal Pink cardstock. And we'll get this. Okay, and then we're going to do sweet sorbet ink on sweet sorbet cardstock. Same kind of thing. Make sure we have the orientation good. And here we go again. Okay, I think we have everything punched out that we need. We have 2 bee bodies. We have 3 sets of wings. We have 2 antennas. And now all we have to do is to glue these things together. So let me get the bits out of the way that I don't need so they're not in our way. Okay, so this is our bee that's kind of flying up and down. And these 2 wings are going to go on the back of that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive to both of these wings. And then I'm just going to kind of lay my bee on top of them. So, like so. And then my little antenna, just a little tiny dot at the point of that heart. And then we will get the antenna. And then this wing, since our bee is flying kind of sideways, this wing is going to go near the top of the bee's body. And then our little antenna will go right next to it. Happy New Year to you, Kathy. Okay, so now we have our 2 bees done. So then on the front, we can go ahead and do a tiny bit of stamping also. We're going to stamp the phrase love you on the front here. And again, if you don't want to make it a love card, you can just look through your collection of sentiments and just find a small sentiment that says something else. And I think I just messed this up. Oh no, I need to do it in red. I was thinking I need to do it in black, but no. I'm doing it in Sweet Sorbet. So we will just stamp that right there. Cute. And then this little bee is going to kind of be flying off of our piece, and it needs a bee trail. So we're going to bring our little bee trail in, and we're going to bring our black ink back in, and I'm going to stamp the bee trail. So I'm going to kind of like lay this bee on here where I might want it, so I can sort of see where I want my bee trail to be. So I kind of think that my bee trail is going to go about like this. Okay, and you can see I did get some on my mat, not a problem. I'm just going to clean that right off. I need to get a dry cloth too. That's something I need to invest in, because then I have a little water on there. All right, so then our little bee, we'll just add a little bit of adhesive to the back of this cute little thing here. And then we'll just have it coming, kind of flying up off of our little bee trail there like that. This piece of Pool Party, we're going to flag the end. I like to go straight into the middle with my snips, about a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to come from the point into the center. And hopefully it will work out. There we go. And these are little discarded pieces. And then this we're going to add to that. So let me just throw the adhesive back here on my white piece. And we're going to add this to this little banner. So it kind of looks like a banner, kind of doesn't. Just have a little bit of interest there for us. All right. And then we have some more adhering to do. So this is our 2 by 4.5. Whoops, this vellum is kind of annoying, but it's got to be there because the glare is really bad if it's not. I need to get some different lights or figure out how to diffuse the lights that I have. I haven't quite figured that out yet. And then this is going to go down here. So we'll just add some glue to our little banner. And this is going to go just slightly over our designer series paper on that side. Okay. Then this will be attached. Yeah, we can go dimensionals on that. Why not? What did I do with them? Maybe we aren't going to go. Oh, here we go. Like maybe we aren't going to do dimensionals if I can't find them. Always put one in the middle. You don't want your paper to sag. Saggy paper is a real bummer. So we'll get those down. And Joanne said these cards are just adorable. Thank you so much, Joanne. I appreciate that. I had a really good time making them. Okay, there we go. I don't think I ran a bone folder on my edge there. I did not. All right, so then we have this cute little bow. I'm just going to kind of throw it on there. I didn't really have a rhyme or reason, but I wanted to use it because it's adorable. And I think it'll add a little something to the card. So I am going to use a glue dot on the back of my knot there. And then I'm just going to kind of throw that on like so. And then we're also going to add, bring this in, we're going to add a few, I think we're going to go with maybe, I don't know, a heart and a flower. Whoops. Let's just see. If we went with, how about a pink flower? Oops, come off there, you. Whoops, that does not want to come off. There we go. If we did a little pink flower, and then maybe a small red heart. I think that might be cute. Something like that. So that's the front. Then for the inside, I took that bee that we designed to fly sideways, and I stamped my sentiment in Sweet Sorbet. I stamped my bee trail, and then I just glued him down flat to the inside layer. And we can attach this. And we'll throw that on the inside. So that is card number 2. So cute. Here we go. All right. So card number 2. Now we will get our card number 3 going here. So let me kind of clean up a little bit of this mess. A wee bit. Some of this stuff I don't need for this card, so we're going to kind of get rid of it. All right. So this last one doesn't have a bee on it at all, because there are other stamps in the set besides bees. There are these adorable flowers and stems and leaves that are so cute, and that's what we're going to do on this card. So for this card, we're going to have a pool party card base, 8.5 by 5.5, a 4 by 5.25 inch white for the inside, a 4 by 5.25 inch white for the outside, so 2 of those. We've got a 1.5 by 5.25 inch piece of this pattern of the Designer Series paper that you will get in your kit. Remember, you do get the Designer Series paper pieces. You'll get this die cut. This is from the Scallop Contours dies. It is the cute little scallop. It's pool party also. I think it's the second largest or third largest. I can't remember. But it's that one. And then a little piece of white. This is another stupid measurement. 1 15/16 by 3.25. I know, dumb. And then about a 6-inch strip of the ribbon. Okay. All right, so we're going to do our stamping and stuff on these 2 pieces. So this little thing here, I wanted to also use black on my card, but there's no black on this. Some of the Designer Series paper pieces, or some of the Designer Series paper in this pack do have black on them, but not all of them. And I just really wanted to incorporate some black. So this is what I did, you guys. You're going to love this. I took my black Stampin' Right marker and the little bold tip, and this is what I'm going to do. I am just going to add some tiny little dot collections on this paper so that I can bring some black into this card. I am a huge, huge fan of coloring Designer Series paper. You guys have probably seen me do it a lot of times. It's so simple to do, and it just really adds something to your projects, I feel like. So I'm just tapping, just dotting. I'm not coloring. I'm not doing any motion. I'm just straight up and down with this marker onto this paper so that I can add a little detail in black. All right, so if you don't have this black marker, I would recommend adding it to your order because it's a good marker to have. And we'll just add a couple there. And so it just really does something to the paper. So look how cute that is. It just adds something that you need. So now that we've got that part done, we're going to add that to the bottom of one of our layers of white. The layers of white are the same, the large ones. So I should use one of my glue holders here so that my glue is always to the bottom because it's getting a little lower. And then we're going to add this right to the bottom, trying to make sure I get it on there. It is a little long, but way better to be too long than too short. So we'll just snip that excess off. Then we're going to take our ribbon piece and we're going to wrap it around the seam. Okay, I just like to use Scotch tape for this. So I just kind of pull it back, and I'm just trying to look for it to be in the middle, like of the Designer Series paper, so that when I bring it to the back, it's easy to line it up on the other side. So if I put it to the middle, then I can pull it this way, and I can do it the same. So I can have it be right in the center of that ribbon. It kind of goes over that. Okay. There we go. You guys are so welcome for that black marker tip. It is an amazing tip. I'm not going to lie. Just adding a tiny bit of black to your project sometimes just really makes things pop. It's amazing. Okay. So now here is our little piece that's going to go on our scallop, and we're going to use these adorable little flowers. So we have the 2 foliage pieces and the 2 flowers and our sentiment. And our sentiment, this is a Happy Valentine's Day sentiment. Again, if you don't want it to be a Happy Valentine's Day, you don't have to be. This card, without the sentiment on this card, it does not scream Happy Valentine's Day to anybody, I don't think. All right, I'm trying to line this up, and I don't think I have it on my block completely straight, so hopefully that's going to look good. That's good. Okay, let me put the lid on my ink so I don't make a mess with it, and then we're going to add some of these little flowers. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little red flower, so I'm going to use the Sweet Sorbet again, and I'm going to add my little red flower so it is underneath the word Valentine's, like that. Then I'm going to bring in my lemon lime twist and my shorter of the two foliage pieces. One's a little bit longer one than the other one. And when I ink it up, I'm going to ink it up so I'm kind of masking off the top of it. So I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing here. So I have some of the top of this foliage piece off of my ink pad because I don't want ink. Let's see if I can get it to show up. There's about 1/8 of an inch at the top of this that doesn't have ink on it because I want more of the foliage to show without pushing the stem up onto my flower and having it look stupid. So I hope that makes sense. I just wiped that ink right off with my finger. Okay, then we're going to take the taller foliage piece and I'm going to stamp it over on this other side here. And we're going to stamp it about like so. Okay, and then we're going to bring in our pool party ink, and I re-inked this the other day, so I'm just going to kind of push some of the ink back down into the pad so that it's not quite as juicy. And then I'm going to bring in my other little flower, get that inked up, and I'm going to stamp it right at the top of my stem, just like that. So cute. We're going to keep this stamp with us, and we're going to bring this and we're going to stamp it under Valentine's on the other side. We're going to bring our short foliage piece back again. Same thing. We're having the tip of the top of this thing hang off the edge so that we can get more of the foliage onto our project without it looking stupid. Okay. And then the tall foliage piece is going to go over here. Something like this. And then we're going to bring our flower back in and we're going to stamp our little flower just like that. Now there's a little gap in the middle here. I don't love it, so I'm going to do something to it. I'm going to bring in my Petal Pink ink again. What did I do with it? Gosh, I don't have too much stuff out here and I can't. Did I put it away? Oh, I did. That's what I did. I put it away. So we're going to ink up our little heart trio here, and we're just going to kind of stamp that just like that right down there at the bottom, just to kind of fill in that gap. I just felt like it needed a little something. The other little something that I feel like it needs is I want these little red flowers to have their middles covered. I tried using the black marker. I hated it. So I'm going to use our little smiling bee face that we used on our previous card. Now, if you are not good at finagling an ink pad, because all I want is just this little tiny eyeball. That's all I want. If you're not good at that, I would recommend taking a piece of Scotch tape and masking off the mouth and the eyeball, and then inking that up, removing the tape, and then you can bring this little eyeball down and you can fill in that flower. Okay. And so if you need to do that same thing again, I don't remember which eyeball I used, so I'm going to clean that off because now I can't remember. Or if you're really good, you can just take the eyeball and put it right in the corner of your ink pad here where you're not getting the mouth or the other eyeball. And then you can stamp that on our other little flower here. Just like that. So now our little flowers have color in the center. Or you could use a blend. If you have a Petal Pink blend, you could use that as well. I see a tiny bit of ink there that I don't want on there because, you know, if you have ink places, it can be a mess. If you're worried about ink from your mat transferring, I would go ahead and use a piece of typing paper when you do that, rather than get ink on your mat that you can wipe off. You can wipe it off very easily, but it might be more of a problem to do that than it is to use a piece of scratch paper. Totally up to you, but I just wanted to mention it because, yeah, it might be a problem. Okay, so that piece is now done. So let's close up all the ink and let's do our assembly. So that's going to go right in the middle here of this layer. So I'm going to do that with some dimensionals. Of course, I just lost them again. Oh, I found them. Okay, this one, we might not need to do the sagging thing. Well, I'm going to go ahead. It's one dimensional. What does it matter? Okay. And so, oh, Margaret likes this card. Thanks, Margaret. And yeah, you totally wouldn't have to have this be a Valentine's card. Like if you had some other sentiment, hello, thank you, birthday, whatever, it would be totally cute for this. And I just love that this stamp set has these little flowers so that everything you make with it doesn't have to be a bee if you don't want to have everything be a bee. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're going to stick this again, not in the middle, off to the side, because that's how we roll. We don't want everything to be centered, and it's really, really hard to center things, I feel like. So, and not that I don't center things, because I certainly do, but it's a lot easier not to center stuff than to center it if you know. All right, so let's just go ahead and kind of add this about right there. Take our liquid glue and we'll add this to the front of the card. Here we go. And onto the front it goes. And then we're going to get some of our little gems. Thanks, you guys. I know these cards are really cute. There's so many cute things I think you can do with this set. If you don't have it, you should absolutely get it. So now we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to use some of the Pool Party and maybe the pink flowers here. So let's just pull off one of these flowers and see what we want to do with it. I kind of think I want to stick it right here and maybe a pink one. Something like that. Just a fun little accent up there at the top, but we're not done because I have an inside and I already have it done. And here it is. Ah, it's so cute. So I did the same thing. I used those little, somebody said the black. What is that? What is the question? Am I missing something? Sue Walls. I'm not sure what you mean. So I just masked the I love you stamp because it says I love you. What does it say? I love you no matter what. So I went ahead and masked off the no matter what and just stamped the I love you in black. Alongside of the flowers, I kind of staggered them, did the same little thing in the middles of the flowers, and then I added that little flower, or that little heart trio right there, just to kind of add some fun to the inside of the card too. So let's go ahead and stick this on the inside. I'll bring all the cards back. And again, if you guys want a Precut Cardstock Kit that includes the designer series paper and the ribbon, and any of the die cut pieces that I used, were you going to use black because of black? I was, Sue, but when I did black, it just looked awful. It really did. So I decided against it and went with the little petal pinks. So there we go. So yeah, if you want the Precut Cardstock Kit for this, place a minimum $35 order in my online store, and then I will mail the Precut Cardstock Kit to you with the PDF file with the dimensions and that kind of thing. Obviously, the directions are right here in the video. So yeah, I hope you guys like those. They are, oh my gosh, looking at them together, wow, they are super cute. I love them. So again, this particular set of cards, the kit will be available through next Wednesday night. So like midnight Wednesday will be the cutoff for getting this kit. Starting next Thursday, I will have a new kit for you. Okay. All right, guys, please message me with any questions. I'm happy to answer anything that you may need to know. If you're looking to get the Glass Mat Studio, go ahead and sign up with me on my team. I would love to have you. And I will see you guys again next week. Same place, same time, guys. Bye-bye.